Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about what helps prodigals to see your value. So I was just answering a question inside of our Facebook community, talking about this. I was just giving advice like, just being obedient to divine separation that would really help for your prodigal spouse to see more of your value, right? And I want to talk more in depth on this topic because just to bring awareness, just so that you all can understand, like these are the things that help to see my value. Because sometimes we could be all up in our mind and we can give in to the thoughts that, when your prodigal reaches out to you, or when your prodigal, let's say your prodigal is sick, and they need your help, and then you are thinking up here in your mind, well, let me go ahead and help, him or her. Let me be there for him. You hoping that these things will help your prodigal to see more of your value. But these are the things when they are in a prodigal state of mind. These are the things that they take for granted. These are the things that they will allow for you to do for them. And then after you do it and after they feel better, they're like, okay, thank you. And then they back with the counterfeit, or the other man or the other woman, right? So we want to make sure that we know and understand the right things that help our prodigal spouses to see our value, okay? So, number one, just respecting divine separation. Now, think about it. We already know what divine separation means, why God, comes in and create a divine separation. If you don't know, let me tell you. Okay. So prodigals are no longer walking with the Lord. They are no longer in covenant with God. They have now come into covenant with the kingdom of darkness. And so God, because he know all the benefit that comes with being in covenant with God. See, blessings come with God, right? And curses comes from the devil, right? So God already know, okay, in my kingdom is blessing. It's prosperity, it's wealth and riches. It's a sound mind that's in my house. You get the fruit of the spirit when you walking in my kingdom, right? You get authority in Jesus Christ. You get identity in Christ. You get a place where you belong. You're covered. You loved and accepted. You have a father, right? In the kingdom of darkness, you feel rejected, abandoned. You feel like you out here all by yourself. It's disloyalty, it's betrayal. You get all of that with the kingdom of darkness, right? And so because God understands this, he steps in and creates a divine separation. Now, in the divine separation, prodigals are up under God's wrath, and then they go through God's judgment. And it's in God's wrath and it's in God's judgment because God's not speaking to them. God turns a deaf ear to their prayers when they become up under God's wrath. And they know this. Read, I think it was First Samuel, when the Lord stopped speaking to Saul and he went to that witch and to summon up a spirit, and he thought the spirit she summoned up was Samuel, but he said to that spirit, the Lord stopped speaking to me, So that's a good example to let you know when they come up under God's wrath for their disobedience, God turns a deaf ear to your prodigal. And so while they are up under God's wrath and judgment, and they being tormented daily, they losing everything, and sickness is attacking their body, and they losing their finances and everything is going wrong. Now they get to sit down and think, I had it better at home. Actually, that's the prodigal son. When you read the story of the prodigal son in the Bible, he came back to his senses. He realized, I had it better at home, right? He began to see the value in being at home, right? And when you read the story of the prodigal son, God, his father, he never bothered him while he was out, while he was away. He let him be. He let him go wherever he was trying to get to. He didn't reach out. He wasn't accepting his calls. He wasn't accepting his text message. None of that. He respected the divine separation. So divine separation help us to see, help prodigals to see our value. Okay. So, but you got to respect it yourself. You got to respect divine separation. You have to be obedient to divine separation all the way through. You might be in a divine separation for 2 whole years. That means hands off, no communication, no talking. I know some of y'all have children with the prodigal. I get all of that. That's where you got to come in with them boundaries, them strong boundaries, okay? But divine separation is one of the ways how, we help our prodigal spouses to see more of our value. You have to be willing to leave your spouse. When your spouse chooses a counterfeit or to be with the other woman or the other man, you have to allow your spouse to have the very thing that they are choosing. And you also have to give your prodigal spouse time to see what they chose, right? Because in that choosing, your prodigal had come to a conclusion concerning you. And so they thought they was going to have it better with the counterfeit. So this is why you must step back and give your prodigal spouse room to see, no, you had it better at home with God's chosen one, not the counterfeit. Peace is at home, not with the counterfeit. Your finances improve and go to the next level when you at home with the chosen one, not with the counterfeit. You wasted money when you with them counterfeits, right? You got to allow your prodigal to see these things, okay? So you got to be willing to leave. Another thing, you know, you got to stop responding to your spouse when they trying to get your attention. I don't care how long it's been. It could have been a year. And your prodigal starts to try to get your attention. If God didn't say, I'm about to send your prodigal back because I restored them, I corrected, your spouse, they're coming back to talk. And, if God didn't give you that green light, I don't care what your prodigal spouse does to try to get your attention. You cannot allow them to get your attention. Again, it's all about helping your prodigal to see your value. Some prodigals, they don't even see your value until, they realize, they took you for granted. Some prodigals, they got to lose you in order to, like really see your value. And this is how you do it. You just stop responding to them. You put them in a situation where they got to figure it out for themselves. Those were the benefits when you were around. The benefits of you when you were around, right, in your prodigal's life, you were the one there for them. You were the one supporting them. You were the one who was taking care of them, giving them great ideas, et cetera, et cetera. But now, again, when they choose the counterfeit, you got to help them to see your value. And this is how we help them. You don't give them the benefits, while they also with the counterfeit. No, they would never. That actually blocks your prodigal from seeing your value. Okay. And then you must continue to live your life after the breakup, or the separation. You have to continue to live your life. You cannot put your life on hold. If you're prodigal, when they check on you and they see you waiting for them, you put your life on hold. When they see that they can come in your life and breadcrumb you, get your hopes up, and then, break your heart all over again, that's another thing that's going to block them from seeing your value. So you must continue to press through the depression. You must continue to, get up out of that bed, even when your heart is broken and you don't feel like it. You must still get up out of that bed and say, you know what? Today is going to be a better day. Put some clothes on, dress up, suit up, and you got to go on about your day. And sometimes you got to tell your heart, look, listen, okay, today we feeling happy today. You got to feed your mind happy thoughts. You got to tell yourself, we're going to be happy today. We're going to be in a better mood today. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Thank you, Father, for giving me this joy. Okay? Sometimes you just got to go there. But these are the things that help your prodigal to see more of your value. Being willing to leave, respecting this divine separation, allowing your prodigal to have the very person they chose, not being there when they need you the most. Moving on with your life, elevating your life, you getting in purpose, building your business, starting your ministry, being happy, just showing on social media how happy you are. These are the things that will cause your prodigal spouse to sit down and say, wait a minute, I think I made a mistake. I think I chose wrong. This is what causes them to sit down and just take a look at their action and remember, how you showed up when you were a part of their life, and then they're gonna take a look at what they're getting from that counterfeit. And if they don't like what they're receiving from the counterfeit, then this is where your prodigal begins to see more of your value. Okay. So I just wanted to share with you all, some of the ways on how you can help your prodigal to see your value. This is why God say divine separation, because He's like, no, I had given your spouse the opportunity to see you, to recognize you, to identify you, to treat you well, but they chose to respond this way. So now God, He's basically saying in the divine separation, now they gotta wait for God's approval. They gotta wait until God gives them the green light to come after you. Okay. So with that, I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.